Hi, welcome everybody to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. Happy New Year to everybody. I just got back from California. Had a great time out there visiting my son and daughter-in-law, and I squeezed in a mini meetup with Steve Carpenter and Drake Corford, and it was just a great trip all around. But it's nice to be back in Florida, and thank you all for tuning in to the show tonight. I have a great show scheduled with two great guests, and Brad Alston and Matt Cundiff. You all know who they are, or most of you know who they are, and they know a lot about drones, and they're great drone pilots. So they'll be telling us a little about themselves and their drone experiences. Hey, I just want to say how grateful I am that you all are here. It really means a lot to me that you take the time out. I know it's dinner hour for a lot of people, and you're watching the show, and it means a lot. It really does. I did a little flying today. I got back a little late here to prep for the show, and I went on my boat and I went to this little island. It's called Little Munyon Island, right here in North Palm Beach on the Intercoastal Waterway. And as I'm coming back, I says, "Oh, I didn't even send out the links to my guests. I got to get back in the condo and send them their links so they can come on the show." But again, I just want to thank you all for coming in. It really means so much. Um, and I don't want to keep Maddie in the back room very long. Um, because all I put back there is potato chips. so, so I'm going to bring them in, and then we're going to welcome everybody and we're going to have a great. There's no doubt we're going to have a great show tonight. So please welcome in Matt Cundiff. Yeah,
That's,
hey,
I mean,
Matty,
potato chips are good, but M&Ms work with them. Work well with them. Thank you.
how you doing? Welcome.
Thank you for having me on, Ray. I appreciate it, buddy. It's my
Yeah,
first time.
no, it's one of those things where you know, we've known each other well over a year now, and
Yep.
you and I got together down in Florida. We had a meetup. We had a mini meetup, and then we had another meetup with Ken Huffbauer and Mitch, and that's where the idea of the South Florida Drone Meetup came up,
hmm
and that ended up being a totally successful event because of your help and Johnny's help and Ken's help, Mitch's help. It seems like I get a lot of the credit, but believe me, you guys helped tremendously, and I got to say thank you for that. And I'm looking forward to this year's meet. Well, yeah, this year's April
This year,
2nd,
we're
2022.
close. We're only a
It's
couple months out, or a few
it'll
months
be
out.
here before you know it.
Yeah.
But one thing I gotta say, and I know a lot of the viewers, um, they know that you're into FPV, but I saw you fly FPV in at Spin Up, and I was so impressed. You really, really picked FPV up quickly, and you're great. You really are.
Yeah,
Tell
I
us
appreciate
how
it.
you got involved with FPV.
Um, you know, for quite some time flying camera drones, I had a tendency to make fun of the FPV guys because, people like Sam Burns and a couple others, I was making fun of them because they sold us out as camera guys. And so, I thought, what the hell? Let's just see what it's about. So I ordered a Beta FPV CETUS kit, which is a little brushed version, uh, Whoop drone that you fly in the house. I mean, it's cheap. So I wanted to start cheap just in case
Yep.
I didn't like it. Which, by the way, TJ now has that drone, and as far as I know, he's tearing it up. So as soon as I put the goggles on and I started flying with it, I said, "Oh crap, yeah, this is good. I like it." And it snowballed from there. So I started buying new equipment, and it just ended up now an entire desk full of FPV gear. It's a thrill.
And how many FPV drones do you have now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay,
Seven.
seven FPV. That's quite a large fleet of FPV drones.
You know what? My camera drone fleet went down, and the FPV drone fleet went up. Not to say that I don't fly my camera drones, because I do. I still have my Air 2S, which is one drone I will not get rid of.
Yeah,
but
right.
there's something about flying with the goggles on, the adrenaline, especially if you put in the stick time. There's a lot of people that don't have time, or just don't want to put the effort into flying FPV, because it takes a lot of practice. So I wasn't working at the time, so I had a lot of time to put stick time in, and that's how I got to where I'm at. So
I know it would be very frustrating for me, and that's why I'm not getting into it just yet. But Maddie, let me just welcome in a lot of people in the chat first. And, JC Flying, he was #1, and we got Drone Views Media, Alan, all the way from Ireland, and Johnny Drone Flyer. Always good to see you, Johnny. And Jerry Bauer, he's not longer up in Canada. He's a Floridian. You know that, right, Maddie? He's up in St. Augustine.
Is he full time, or is he just on vacation?
He's a snowbird like me.
Oh, nice.
It's good to see that. And Steve Jones, he comes to us from Texas. How you doing, Steve? And DeMarco, how you doing, DeMarco? Good to see you. Go Bucks. So a big game tonight, by the way. You know about the big game, right?
Yeah.
Bulldogs. Yep. I got my money on the Bulldogs. No, I don't bet. I just like to say
that. I don't either.
Hey, John Bonifant, how you doing? Eddie Nunez, good to see you. Jose Mendez, good to see you. Chris Waters, how you doing? And TJ, always good to see you. And I'm going up the list. I know I'll probably Rob Kamada, how you doing? From Long Island. I like to say where the people are from, but we're going to get back to the names in a few minutes. And but thank you all for coming in again. We want to hear a little more about Maddie's story right now. Maddie, how long have you been flying drones yourself, and when did you start, and what was your first drone?
I started in December of 2016. 2016 or 2017. It's been 5 years. So, yeah, 2018, I think it was. I'm not really sure exactly what year it was. I had my mother bought a toy drone for me and my son and my brother and his son as a joke. And that toy drone, actually, it's that Striker drone.
Yeah, Spy Striker.
That's the one I started with. Same exact one, but mine was red.
And mine was white and red. Yes.
Yeah, mine was all red. And she bought it as a joke, just to mess around. For me, it was mainly for our sons. It wasn't for us. Unfortunately, it ended up for me because I broke it, I think, on the second flight in the front yard. I ran it right into a tree. It dropped like 30 feet from a tree and just completely smashed to pieces. Yeah. So I thought, I actually enjoyed doing that, so I'm going to go buy another one. So I did. I went and bought a ProMark Shadow drone from Walmart, which is a four-blade. It kind of looks like a toy grade like a toyish grade Phantom is what it looks like. And I took that out flying, flew it for 3 minutes, and it fell out of the sky and dumped right into the center of a lake. So I got in my truck and I drove to Walmart and I bought another one. And that's where it started. It just started from there. So my mother is to blame for all of this chaos.
Well, that's great. That's great. You've been flying quite a while. Actually, I started in 2017, so you got a year ahead of me, you know. But I found that Spy Striker drone so hard to fly, you know, and it really set me back. It did, because I didn't want to, you know, go for big bucks and buy a more expensive drone because I figured I'd be crashing it, you know. But you know, it was a good experience, I guess. And once you get a DJI drone, or for me, the Phantom 4, I was hooked immediately.
Yeah, I went through quite a few toy grade quads before I found DJI. I spent a lot of money on toy grade drones, a lot. And it just, my first DJI drone was the DJI Spark, and that was like 3 years ago. And ever since then, I stopped buying the toy grade ones because they were just straight a waste of money for me. They really
Yeah,
were.
yeah, exactly. I know. But let me say hello to Robbie, all the way from um, Thailand. Yeah. That's amazing. When you come down to it, that we're reaching people all over the world. And Steve Carpenter's in the chat out in California. How you doing, Steve? It was a real pleasure flying with you last week. You and Dre, we had such a good time.
You guys look like you had a lot of fun.
Oh, we did. Did you see that video?
Yeah, that was a good video.
Yeah. And my son and his wife joined us. They were both flying too. And it was just a great morning. And Dana Point Harbor is really an awesome place to fly drones. It seems like I say that about every place I fly, but it's right up there with one of the best. It is.
How long has your son been flying?
He's only been flying about 9 months now, 10 months. I gave him the Mini. I asked him if he would like to try that. And obviously he said, sure, I'd love to try it. So I sent him one. And, he picked it up pretty quickly. And he enjoys flying it. And this year, Santa brought him an Air 2S. So he was very happy with that. Him and his wife. His wife flies too. So
nice. I watch him fly that Air 2S, and he's it's funny because he does not hesitate. He just rips off. He just takes off. He goes straight over the ocean. Boom, he's gone.
Yeah. He got me nervous the way he was flying, but
no fear.
The bottom line is he got it back. There were no incidents, and we got a great show filmed. That's going to be. I want to go back there. I really do. Have you ever been to California, Maddie?
I've only been for baseball when I was younger, high school. We used to do spring tournaments, and I've been to California and a couple of the places. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever been. Other than that, I've never actually been for a vacation or been there to. I mean, I don't have any family or anything in California, so.
Yeah, no, it's a nice state to visit. I look at it as a great place to visit.
It is.
But let me say hello to Jay Bird. How you doing, Joe? Good to see you. Flynn Media. And TJ, how you doing? TJ Grady, good to see you. David Lorenzo, I don't know if I mentioned your name, but thank you all for watching the show tonight. And it's one of those things where I'm going to not leave Brad in the back room too long, because I know that you ate all the M&Ms, and he's probably eating all the potato chips. So I'm going to bring Brad in, if you don't mind, and we'll all have a joint conversation. All right? Hey, Brad, welcome.
Be Rad.
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
And Brad comes all the way from Virginia.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Work?
I'm doing good. Scrambling up to the last minute here. I just got set up.
Oh, okay. I saw you in the
just
back room, and I was saying, I don't want to keep back there too long.
No, that's fine. I just finished dinner a little while ago and good to go.
Well, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's a commitment. When you ask somebody to be on the show and they say yes, it's a commitment, and I really appreciate it. Brad, so listen, why don't we hear your story? I know you've told it in the past, but there's probably some new people in the chat that don't know your story and how you became involved with drones.
I guess it started for me about 2015. A buddy of mine, and I've told this story a couple of times, so a lot of people might hear the repeat of it, but a buddy of mine that I used to work with at a previous job had a drone he was telling me about, and he bought it from Hobby Lobby, and I think it was a used drone. It was a Chroma Blade, I think is what it was. A white drone, looks like a Phantom. And I didn't know anything about drones other than little toy drones, and played with a couple of those and never really learned how to fly them. But I was over his house one day having a few adult beverages, and he told me he got the drone and took it out of the box, got it all set up, took off, and within 30 seconds came back down and hit his gutter and crashed it and broke it. So he broke it, he broke the whole camera assembly off of it. Two of the arms were broke. It was a mess, and he was just telling me about it, and I told him maybe I could look at it, try to fix it. When I saw it, I didn't think I was ever going to be able to fix it. I don't have any pictures for show and tell, but it was a mess. So he gave it to me, and I said, okay, well, I'll take this on. And I found some parts on eBay and Amazon, and oh my gosh, I did some searching for a while, and I took that thing, never even touched a drone before, took that thing completely apart, every single nut and bolt, all the way down to the board. I had bought a new body for it, new motors, I think 2 motors, and the camera was hanging by some rubber mounts, which I didn't know at the time what they were. But I found some parts to replace that with. So anyway, long story short on that part, I put it all back together, and didn't know what was going to happen. Took it out in the backyard here behind my house and started it up and flew it right there in front of me. I'd never seen a drone hover like that before in my life. It was amazing. So that got me really interested in drones. And I had heard about DJI in the meantime, the Phantom products. And then there was some talk about this new Mavic drone that was coming out. And it seemed like it was in all, the buzz. Everybody was talking about it out there. And then I started watching YouTube videos, and I ran across this channel called Ready Set Drone, and started watching videos from Kelly Shores. Didn't know who he was, and he was a pretty young channel, and he had got the Mavic Pro right when it came out, I guess, and was doing some tests with it and videos. So I thought, man, I got to have me one of those. So I put my order in, and it took a couple of months because DJI ran out of them. And so I finally got that. That was my first DJI product and my first GPS drone. So I'll stop with that. There's a lot more to the story about how I met Kelly and all that, but I'll stop right there.
Well, I learned so much watching Kelly's videos. He was right up with Ken Herron and Billy Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
I watched a lot of videos when I first started flying, and I still watch a lot of videos.
His videos are actually like they were great before, but now they're even better now that he has Chris by his side, because Chris is a great producer.
He does.
He helps him with everything, and it's actually it like I said, his videos were always good. Kelly was always put out good content, but now that he has Chris by his side, they just stepped it up that much better.
Oh yeah. I totally agree with that.
Major league production, Hollywood almost.
Yeah.
But Brad, it's good to have you on the show. And again, I want to thank you both, because both of you are helping me with the South Florida Drone Meetup. And
looking forward to it.
Last year we had a successful event. This year, I think we're going to have another successful event. We got 61 people that say they're coming right now on my, that list that I have.
And that's going to grow.
I think so too.
It's getting close though. We got 3 months, right? Three solid months.
Yeah.
Well, a little less than that now. Yeah.
The other thing is, we put it as Saturday, April 2nd, but it's really almost a 3-day event, because Sunday's another day of flying. A lot of people fly when they get to the hotel on Friday, even Thursday they're flying. And then Monday morning we got a fishing trip scheduled. So it's one of those things where it's going to be a weekend full of flying and talking and meeting people. And it's just good to meet everybody,
Oh, absolutely. It's a big social event. So it's going to be just like last time. I've said this a number of times, I didn't even fly my drone at the event. I flew it at my aunt's house in Palm Bay, but I didn't even fly a drone at the event at all, It was just so much of a social event, and that's the way most of them are for me.
Exactly. You know, but I've been praying every day for good weather, so hopefully we're gonna have calm winds, no rain.
No rain,
Yeah.
right? You're asking for a lot for Florida. You know that, right?
There's another thing right there that we're hoping for is because, like Jose said, as long as they don't keep canceling flights.
Oh, right.
Well, that
Right.
too. Yeah. You know.
Hopefully
true.
everything works itself out. If not, just drive, people. You'll be okay.
That's what I'll be doing. Yep.
We're gonna,
I'm thankful. I'm lucky enough. I'm on the East Coast. I can drive. It's only 11 hours for me.
yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
It's gonna be good times.
We were talking about this in November, and we kept saying, "Look how fast April's coming," and now we're in
Yep.
January.
Oh,
Yep.
now it's almost here.
It's gonna be like that.
Yep.
Johnny
It
had
is.
figured out the days. You know, he had figured out how many days it was till the event. I've forgotten.
Well, I remember when we would go all the way back to the weekend of the event, we were talking about this. We didn't really have a solid date in place, but we were already talking about number 2. And I mean, that just feels like it, in some ways, it feels like it wasn't that long ago, but then in other ways, it feels like it was, a year ago. But yeah, time moves fast.
It
Yeah.
does.
But now, Brad, do you do FPV at all?
I do not. I have a Tiny Hawk 2. I've had it since I was at Dillon, Colorado for Spin Down year before last. Now we're talking about 2020. I bought a Tiny Hawk 2 because I got real interested in that, and Kelly Shores and a couple other folks recommended that be a good starter one at the time, and it still is a good starter one, although there's a couple of better options now. But I've never flown it. I've got it upstairs. I bought extra batteries, charged them all up, started up in the house. Yep. And kind of freaked the cats out a little bit. So I put it away, and I haven't ever flown that thing. I don't know. I don't have the bug like Maddie, like you got. But if I got involved with it, I'm not sure. Al Duranify, he's trying like crazy to get me involved in it. He wants me to build a 4-inch. Jenna C is building one, or wants to build one. I think she's getting ready to, and we were going to kind of do one at the same time. She was going to build one. I was going to build one. We were going to kind of do it on the Duranify channel, maybe some kind of a live build in some cases. And I don't know what we're going to do with that yet. But I've been kind of quiet on YouTube and on social media last couple of weeks, been, through the holidays and a couple other things going on, but kind of laying low a little bit right now. And I haven't seen and been on a lot of the chats or the live streams. So it's just, I'm taking just a little breather for myself right now. But knowing y'all out there, I got some few things I got to work out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you took the time out to be on the show. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I had to be on your show, Ray. You invited me.
Yeah.
You said come to the show. I wasn't going to miss this.
This is Ray Kelly. Come on, man.
So bad. I did not want to cancel, even though I was visiting with my family. I still wanted to get a show in. But then, last week when I went over to Catalina Island, I just couldn't find good internet. Yeah. And I had to cancel at the last minute, and I apologize to everybody. But it's one of those things that happens in the live. Things
arise, man. Things arise, and you can't, that's the hardest part about this YouTube streaming is it becomes a job, and a lot of people hold you accountable for your streams, and there's things that happen that don't allow you to do it. And fortunately for us, our community and the people that are in it are very understanding when it comes to issues like that.
Exactly. And Maddie, back to you and us. We had a nice meetup just before I went to California. We got a group together.
That was fun.
Yeah, I was jealous I wasn't down there for that. Looked like y'all had a nice meetup.
To meet Max and Tammy, and we already knew Bill and TJ and David.
That was my first time meeting David.
David showed up. You know,
Yep.
you didn't meet him at the South Florida Drone Meetup?
I don't remember. There were so many people there. I couldn't tell you.
What's David? Who is it?
David Lorenzo.
He's a
Okay.
Dragon pilot from Palm Beach area,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
And he does great videos. Check out his channel. Check out every
can edit.
You know,
He can edit like a champ. He showed us some of his videos that when we were all together, and I was like, "Whoa!" Yeah,
yeah.
He's good.
Hey, Tammy, good to see you. Max, good to see you. Yeah, and Fly Guy Merrill, how you doing? But you know, it's one of those things where I love flying with other people. You know, today I went out on my boat and I flew by myself, all by myself.
Did you have
It's just
fun?
not the same. It's just not the same. You know.
But
yeah,
Brad,
it's not. You're right. It's like
Brad,
a lot of things.
I found another secret spot. You know, so I'm going to tell you guys. It's called Little Munyon Island.
I heard you.
But not secret.
Ray, do you have like a map where you jot all this crap down with little dots? Yeah. You know, I'll tell you but I'll tell you one thing about Florida. It is awesome to find places to fly down here. There's
y'all got so many
everywhere.
Places, especially along the coast.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, there's so many different places to fly if there's no fly zone restrictions in place.
Yeah. And year round too at that. I mean, we have to deal with rain down here, but we don't have to worry about snow,
rain,
winter,
and a few hurricanes from time to time.
FPV drones will go through those.
Yeah. You know, I usually have some props next to me, but I forgot to do that. But today I flew my Air 2S. And it was good to fly that drone again. It really was.
My favorite drone. That's my favorite drone.
That's a great drone. It really is.
Yeah, that's a good all-around drone. That's been my favorite for about a year now. Since last year.
Since it came out, yeah.
Yep, since it came out. I mean, all around great. And then if you would just want a good travel drone, the Mini 2 right there behind it.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Can't beat that one at all.
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
I'm actually pretty excited to see what the Mini 3 brings.
Oh, I know. I'm very interested in what they're going to throw at us to, you know, and everybody always jokes, speculates and all that, but what is DJI going to put on that drone that we all have to have at that price point or at that size, 249 gram? I hope it's going to be maybe a front or backward sensors.
Oh, it'll have obstacle avoidance on it.
Maybe better camera, maybe a little bit better camera.
Well, to be honest with you, I think they're going to go. I don't want to compare them to Autel, but they're going to go the Autel route with the obstacle avoidance and the 1/1.23 sensor, which is almost a 1 inch.
Yeah, I could see them doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that it's DJI, that's the reason I'm waiting for it. Now, these Autels, they're hit and miss on some of them. I'm sure they'll work their issues out, but I'm sorry, but I'm a DJI fanboy. My bad. Sorry.
Yep, I've been that way for a while.
I just love it.
So, what is Lauren? I haven't been around for a couple of weeks, and I'm still going to be probably out and about a little bit for a while. I'll pop in from time to time. But what has Lauren been saying about any hints to the Mini 3? Maybe a release date? Has he said anything? April. Okay.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Okay, yep, that's April. Good. That's good to know.
I'm saving my pennies.
Well, I have a feeling. I think I was on one. I wasn't on. Maybe I'll rewatch the live stream or something. But seems people are thinking it's going to be around the $700 mark for the Fly More. Maybe probably $750 for Fly More.
Yeah, I agree with it. That was my prediction as well, because I got to be honest. If they get up any higher, then they're jumping into Air 2S territory, and they don't want to do that.
No, they don't want to do that at all. That'll just ruin their marketing strategy. Yep, they're gonna keep that sub 250. They're gonna keep the Air 2S ish level, and then they're gonna have the next level, which is the Mavic 3, and then the FPV will fall somewhere between the Air 2S level and the Mavic 3 level.
Yeah.
So what if they come out with another FPV? I have a feeling it's going to be in the back up to about the $1,400-$1,500 range, a little bit more than the original one.
Yep.
Right.
It would be cool to see them to come out with a I don't want to call it this, but a mini FPV.
Oh, that's what they're
type
talking
drone.
about. That's what
That would be
everybody's
cool.
saying.
Oh, I haven't heard that. Okay.
They're
That would
calling.
be cool.
A lot of people are speculating that the new FPV drone that DJI is going to release will be a mini version. Now, to be honest with you, why they're going to make it a mini version, I have no clue.
I think they
Maybe
might
for
go
beginners.
maybe for beginners, and maybe they'll go with some type of frame that can stand a little bit more abuse
I
than
hope so. I'm looking
something
forward
more
to
in carbon fiber,
those are the two drones I'm looking forward to. The camera drone aspect of it. The Mini 3 is going to be a next purchase. But that's it for camera drones. My Air 2S does just fine for me. But FPV wise, I am really looking forward to their second version of it.
I wanted to congratulate JC. Hopefully he's still in or listening. He said he had to go eat. But anyway, he bought his DJI FPV. He's waiting on it to be delivered.
Oh,
So
nice.
congratulations,
Very nice.
JC. I know you
I would
love it.
I would still love to own that drone. I did own it for a minute, and then I pieced out a kit that I got. I owned it for a minute, but I didn't fly it. What my intent, and I'll tell this story. Not too many people know this story. I bought a used DJI FPV kit, just the basic kit, not extra batteries or anything, from a guy that was selling it for a decent price. But my intentions were, I wanted the goggles, the V2 goggles, before I came to the Ready Set Drone event.
You wanted
in
a set of
Austin,
ride-alongs.
Texas. So I wanted to do ride-alongs, exactly. So I didn't need the drone. I didn't want to fly the drone. I'm not ready for that drone yet. Not at the price point that it is. I don't, and I'm just scared I'm gonna end up dropping that and breaking it right away, like a lot of folks did, because I have a lack of experience. So all that being said, I bought the kit from this guy, sold the drone almost immediately on eBay, and what else did I sell? I sold a battery to Alduran, and that got me my goggles down to about $300 as opposed to the $500 and some dollars. So that that helped me a lot, get the goggles to bring them to spin up, and I did do one ride along successfully, and that was the only time I got the goggles working, and they were brand new. And the drone was brand new as well. The guy told me the story that he had crashed his FPV drone. He had two of them, and he crashed his FPV drone, sent it back into DJI. They sent him a brand new one, but he was flying his other one in the meantime. And when he got that one back, he decided, and he hadn't even touched the controller, the battery, or the goggles in that kit. And he decided to sell off one of the kits because he didn't need two kits anymore for some reason. So that everything I bought from him was brand new in essence, other than the goggles. I think he had registered them and got them online and everything. So I had to deregister them. But I took them to the event, used them. But what I did was, and a lot of folks in the chat and on here watching right now probably don't know this either, but Russ 51 Drones had a contest. And he had 500 and some entries for that contest.
Yeah,
I was one of them, and lo and behold, I got an email from him that said, "Hey, congratulations, you've won the DJI FPV goggles and the motion controller on my off of my show that I did, off of the event he did." And I said, "What?" So anyway, he sent me that stuff. So I sold the other pair of goggles. I still have the brand new ones that he sent me. So I have to get those out and get them registered and everything. So I got real lucky on that.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not usually that lucky.
What'd you do with the motion controller? Did you sell it as well?
No, so I'll tell this quick story. I don't want to dominate the whole show, but I've had some issues in the house during the holidays. We had a water leak upstairs, and I won't get into all those. That's kind of some of the stuff I'm going through right now, trying to get that straight, and it's still not fixed. But Al Duran, he lives in the West End of Richmond, and I live in the East End, and he came out to help me work on it two different times now. He's come out and spent 4 or 5 hours here with me. So he was interested in them, in the motion controller, I mean. And so I just for him coming out helping me, I just gave him the motion controller.
Oh, that was nice.
So as a gift, he didn't want it. He didn't want me to pay him to help doing any of the work he helped me with around here. So that was my way of, giving something to him at least. So he's got a brand new motion controller. I don't think he's used it yet. The weather around here's been crappy. We've been getting snow and rain and cold, and so the snow's all gone now. But
this guy up here to the top left won a Mavic 3. I got a set of DJI goggles and a quad from Ken Dono, and the guy below me won a set of DJI goggles and a motion controller. Does everybody hate us now or what?
I've been
so
very
David,
look,
David Lorenzo said, "Hey, Brad, you aren't as lucky as Ray winning a Mavic 3."
I was so freaking happy for him when they called his name. I almost screamed louder than he did.
I know, it was funny. That was funny when
I was in shock.
Ray, you stood up and you're like, I don't know what to say.
Dude, that was awesome. Just to know that, I mean, there were a lot of people there. Everybody's friends with everybody, but to have a close friend of yours hit it.
Well, thanks, guys.
If it wasn't me, it was you. And, even Kelly apologized to me. Said, sorry, Matt, I know you really wanted it, but.
Everybody wanted it. Yep. Everybody really wanted it.
I really have to say, I'm enjoying it.
You're getting more use out of it than probably most people would have. You're definitely taking advantage of it.
I mean, I know a lot of you know that I like the Zoom feature on the Air 2S. I was doing that all the time.
Well, now you got 20.
I would just zoom in.
You got 28x now.
The zoom on the Mavic 3 is unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
I still, that. Speaking of that, that's one thing I don't understand why DJI did that whole transitional thing from what is it, 14x, and what is it, from 7x it pops over to 14.
Well, it's because the micro thirds is is not digital.
Yeah. Seems like they could have made something. Yeah, it seems like they could have made something a little bit better than that, though. I mean, I realize it's 2 cameras, and I don't want to complain so much about it, but it's a real sharp, hard zoom when you're zooming in, and then it goes, and you can't really do anything in that range. You have to do it either in the lower range and stop, and then jump into the other range and then go on from there. You can't transition from one range to the other of the zoom. Right. But maybe they'll improve that in the future.
A lot of that digital zoom people use just for fun anyways, because it really isn't much for video, like cinematic. It doesn't look very good when you're zoomed in that far. So
I'm pleasantly surprised how good the video is once you get even when you're at about 14x. I know when you get to 28x, you start losing quite a bit, but depending on what it is. But that 14, I've seen people using 14x to start on that one lens, and it looks really sharp.
Pretty damn clean.
Mm-hmm.
Matty, I know I don't have the guide right in front of me, but tell everybody about your show and when your show is on.
Yeah. So I do a show, Tuesday Night Drone Chats, now on Tuesday nights at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. I chose 9:15 because there's a few people who is it? Mike, Philly Drone Life, and Bill the Drone Reviewer start at 8 o'clock here, and I didn't want to start while they were still on, so I pushed it a little past 9 o'clock. But it's it's kind of like a free for all. Whoever comes on. I put the link in the chats. I encourage people to put their YouTube channels in the chats as well as videos. And after like the first 45 minutes of the show, depending on who I have on, I'll play videos of the viewers. People like that. I certainly do. I like it when somebody else plays my video on their channel. So I figured it would be helpful to whoever's watching the show to have one of their videos shown.
I like watching the videos.
Yeah, I do too. It's different, and you get to see skill sets from other people that you normally wouldn't see.
Yeah, you're helping all your fellow drone brothers and sisters as well. That's it just helps get the word out, and like you said, it's just I enjoy that on every channel. And I know Sergio and Mikey do it on their show. A lot of people do it, and you do it just as well. I like seeing that stuff.
Yeah, I think it works, and like I said, I like to, there's a lot of channels, I don't want to say that they don't like it, but they're not very fond of people throwing their own YouTube links in the chat. I highly encourage it. because I want everybody to be able to be sub to everyone else. And the only way you're going to do that is by posting links in the chat. So,
Yeah.
And my viewers know they don't have to ask. Just do it. Just put it in there.
Another cool thing I want to add with what you did, Maddie, and some other folks do it on their channels as well. You helped get what was it, Max Air? You got him over. You helped with the last couple of people get him over that 1K mark, didn't you, on that one show?
Well,
and
he deserved it. So
absolutely.
All I did was just help out for anybody that didn't know yet.
Yeah, he had a few more to go. I think 5 or 6 that night, and got him right over it.
Yeah. It's fun watching people do that. It's fun watching people hit that mark. Yep. Max, some of Max's, all of Max's videos. If everybody knows Max Air, even Tammy Jean, their footage is phenomenal. And for him to be at just 1,000, I'm actually surprised. But
well,
it's YouTube for you.
We all got to support each other. That's the bottom line.
I agree.
Go make sure you subscribe to everybody's channel. A lot of times you get unsubscribed for whatever reason. But listen, guys, if you don't mind, I'm going to do the drawing for the hat from the month of December, and a couple of them just fell out, so I got to put them back in. And we're going to see who wins it right now, and then we'll pick the color later to see who goes in for next month's hat. And I'm not gonna look, just gonna reach in.
Right, don't call me, because people are gonna get super pissed if they
all right, anyway, Mike Gross Media.
Hey, Mike Gross.
All right, Mike, here it is, Mike Gross. All right,
very nice.
Hey, congratulations, Mike, you won the hat from last month. Okay,
congratulations.
I don't think Mike's here right now, but I know there's plenty in the chats that know him well enough to reach out to him and let him know that good to go.
But anyway, always good to see Ron Brown in the house too. How you doing, Ron?
Yep.
We'll be watching the show later. That's Drone Nation.
Drone Nation. Their show has
got you got
on YouTube.
You got about 30 watching, Ray, right now. That's good. It's nice.
Oh, good.
So here's another thing I'll say about you, Ray. And I got to be honest, your show with Johnny, Fly for Fun show, has gotten so freaking popular. You guys are amazing, because we've been with you guys since day one, and to see you grow the way you have, kudos to you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Johnny and I, we have fun doing it. And like you say, it's a lot of work. You try to schedule these guests, and you try to make the shows interesting. But we're having fun doing it, and I couldn't do it without Johnny.
Y'all just passed like a 1-year anniversary, didn't you? Not too long ago.
Oh, we had our anniversary show. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll be getting the prizes out that I was responsible for. I'll be mailing them out this week from that show. How you doing, Ron? Ron Lockwood. Good to see you.
Ron Lockwood. By the way, Drone Nation, Ron Brown says they've got a big guest coming on tonight. So looking forward to that.
Awesome.
I tell you, what I like about that show too is the football thing. With the
Marco, and he's actually a new co-host now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, I know. And
now you got what? You got 4. Well, how many people are on there now? Is that 3 or 4?
Three.
Three.
Yeah, 3. And then they have a different guest for the most part every week, and sometimes even 2 extra guests. But I enjoy those guys, and I got to give Ron and Marcus a lot of credit, because I've learned a lot watching their streams.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shows all through the week.
Yeah, and it's we named our show Fly for Fun because that's what we want to do. But I know a lot of guys got the Pilot 107, and that means a lot too. Maddie, I think you're still studying. I'm still studying for it, and I hope to get it. But I'm still gonna fly for fun.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have it. I would have it like I actually plan on doing work with it. But for the people that don't, like you, Ray, it's still good to have in your pocket. It really is. There's certain things that you kind of can and can't get away with without one. And like you'll be flying for fun. You're not selling stuff to people. Although you never know, you may. You never know.
Oh, I know. And I got to say thank you to Greg from Pilot Institute too. he is sponsoring the South Florida Drone Meetup. He donated. I mean, I got him already. 125 lanyards he sent us. And they had a nice lanyard too. I have it over there. Maybe I'll get up and get it. But it's one of those things where thank you and so we highly recommend Pilot Institute.
Those
Eddie,
lanyards are gonna look good with those name
Eddie,
tags there, Brad.
Yep,
yeah,
yep. I'll be sponsoring the name tag side and some coasters again this year.
good. We love
So
that, Brad. Thank you.
I got to get started on that stuff. It's coming up, like we were saying earlier. It's coming up quick. I got a few things to get done to get that. We got to get a logo thing to go on the coasters and on the.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. By the way,
everybody looks forward to getting those, Brad.
I know.
It was the talk of the South Florida Drone Meetup.
Coasters are pretty.
Makes us high end, baby. Makes us high end.
Everybody wants a coaster from every event now, so I'm hearing it from all sides.
Yeah, and I have to say, Rhode Island Drone Meetup copied your lanyard idea. They had a nice one. It wasn't as nice as yours.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, yeah. It's all. Nice. I think the lanyards with the name tags are good because you can't remember everybody's name until you get to know them. And I mean, we have a lot of friends now. Then the past year since your meetup, Ray, or since the meetup, in South Florida, it's exploded this past year. I think just in the last year during COVID, this last year of COVID and this and everybody wanting to be online to do stuff with other drone folks, it's just exploded in my mind. I've made probably at least 200 new friends in the droning community since COVID hit, but more so since the South Florida Drone Meetup. I've made a lot of new friends, and it's joining these live streams like yours, Ray, and getting in the live stream chat, and everybody. It takes half the show for everybody to say hello to everybody, but it's fun. It's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, Bob Casey, he just popped in. How you doing, Bob? Good to see you.
Hey, Bob. I see Sergio popped in as well.
Sergio, how you doing? What's your name again? That was a joke we had going on down there because I was getting him and Michael mixed up sometimes.
No, it's easy to do.
Mason Keyser, how you doing? And Leonard Oglesby, good to see you.
Leonard, how you doing, Leonard? Got Tammy Jean in there. Hey, Tammy.
Tammy had asked a question. I had it up on the screen. She wants to know how many shows you're a co-host on, Maddie.
I saw that. Well, only 2, really. Mike and Sergio's, and then my own. That's it. I have I end up on others.
You participate.
I just participate. That is it. Yeah. When somebody asks, I don't say no.
Hey, I got a question for you, Maddie. Mm-hmm. A year ago let's just say a year ago right now, what were you doing in the droning community and what were you watching on YouTube? Because you were I don't even remember your name in the chats back then.
My very first time on a YouTube live stream was with him and Johnny on the Fly for Fun show on their first show. I think it was it their first show or second show?
That was about a year ago.
Yeah. That was the first time I had ever been on a live stream. My name started out mainly from Drone Nation because I was big with them and I had started with them when they started Xeno Nation because I was one of those pre-orders for the original Xeno. So I stuck with them. And honestly, a lot of shout outs from people like Ron and Marcus and them. That's how it started. And it just kind of grew from there. Now, I do my best to try and support everybody, so I'm always on other people's channels, and I'm always in the chats and all. And then once you're in it so often, people understand and start to recognize the name a little more and more.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just kind of how it happened,
Yep.
Funny thing is, the name Matty came from Sam Burns.
I remember you were Matt. You were labeled Matt, and then you changed it.
I was labeled Matt Cundiff, and Sammy started calling me Matty Matt when we first met. He was saying every time he gets on, he says, "Hey, Matty Matt," and that Matty name just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And there we are.
I know. I didn't know you until you and I and Ray were talking about the South Florida Drone Meetup before it even happened. And that it just, like I said, you're just one of probably 200 new friends I've made in the drone community since all this came about, in the
Yeah.
last year and a half. So it's been huge, and it's only going to get bigger. We're going to have another great event, that's for sure.
That was the best part about the South Florida Drone Meetup is all the people that I've met on the streams, and then being able to meet them in person for the first time was like a family reunion, bro. It really was.
Well, and I'm sure Ready Set Drone Spin Up was another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. But see, like that one, because it is so big and
Yeah.
known across the country, like those that's the where you go to meet not just friends but the big time guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like people
Right.
that you would never normally see on the streets. So
Yep.
that was like a
Well,
starstruck experience on its own.
I was also amazed at the South Florida Drone Meetup. We did have some celebrities there. We had
Yeah.
Sean
Yeah.
Eyes showed up. Billy Kyle was there, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And we had a couple celebrities there.
There's
You
going
know-
to be a few of them at this one too. Actually, a few
And-
more. Let's say.
You just brought up Billy Kyle's name, and I have to show this because this photo on acrylic is amazing. And
That's
this is
yeah.
Billy Kyle's photo.
That's
I had
a
it
beautiful
put on
photo.
acrylic.
That's
and-
cool as hell.
It's one of those things where I have it right on my desk here. And he, for such a young man, right? He's amazing. His channel, I learned so much watching Billy Kyle's channel, and his photography is amazing.
He knows
it
more
is.
about cameras than it's unreal.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really is.
Well, somebody's photography I've seen lately that's kind of stood out for me, and I want to call him out on here. I don't think he's in the chat, but it's Eddie Nunez.
Oh,
Yep.
Eddie's an animal.
Yeah.
Man, with this Mavic 3, he's been shooting this nighttime photography stuff. Oh my gosh. And he's getting some long exposures, 2 seconds in windy conditions. That he's just stood out for me recently. But there's a lot of amazing pilots out there in photography.
You brought up Eddie Nunez, and Eddie Nunez did the 9/11 lights in a photo. And I had called Eddie, and I said, Eddie, you mind if I buy that print from you? He said, Ray, I'll just email it to you. You have it printed whatever you want. I had his put on canvas, but that's back in New York. I can't show it.
No show and tell for that.
But yeah, Eddie is an awesome photographer.
He might be
He's
in the
a
chat.
co-host now. He's a co-host on Ken Dono's show.
Oh, he's in the chat. He's somewhere
doing
in there.
a damn good job too.
Yeah.
He's doing a really good job.
Yep, good stuff. I enjoy it. I enjoy everybody's stuff, but a few people stand out from time to time.
Yeah,
I gotta plug the World Drone community, and Robbie, because he's coming on right after we go off, and he's gonna come broadcast all the way from Thailand, and he's got a great show too. So I'm wearing his shirt actually. He had this shirt made up for me, and it says World Drone Community on the back, but I'm not going to turn around. So be sure when we end to go watch World Drone Community with Robbie. And now I'm gonna write down the secret color, and if you put in your colors, we'll see who's going to go in for the drawing. Basic colors, don't come up with chartreuse or nothing like that.
Cyan number 3.
right.
I wrote it down, and as much as I hate to say it, it's written down. And Jerry Bowett's not purple, and
Got a bunch
Max,
of colors coming in.
they're coming in. But I already saw the correct answer, so we're not gonna let this continue. Dre, you got it. It's red.
Oh,
You got it first.
Right, the very first guess.
he got it all early. Yep,
Yeah.
that is the first guess.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Dre.
Okay. Congratulations.
You got Brad Alston on that. I got it right.
Oh,
That piece of paper said that piece.
It's just a fun thing to do,
Yeah.
But it's amazing how the time just flies by. An hour goes by like that, Really.
Quick question on the shirts, Ray. Would you're going to be taking orders before? I'm sure to
Yeah, I'll
get
do
people
it
to
again.
prepay,
So
right?
I wait for the sale, and we're going to do it the same way. Only this year it's going to say Jensen Beach, Florida.
Okay.
And I'll surprise everybody with the color, unless people keep begging me for a certain color. But I am keeping track what color you think they should be. But I wait for the sale to go up with my embroidery company, and then I get
Okay.
them at the sale price, and they do. Like I say, I thought they did a great job. A lot of people say it's their favorite shirt. I love wearing mine.
I was wearing mine. Mine's in the dirty clothes right now. Sorry, Ray.
Yeah. So, but we'll be taking orders on that. But anyway, Brad, if you have any closing thoughts, now would be the time.
No, I just thank you for having me on the show. It's been fun with you and Maddie. I enjoyed it. I haven't been around a whole lot. Everybody in the chats, I explained this earlier, just kind of laying low a little bit right now, taking a step back and getting a few things done. And I'm around, but not as much as I have been. And I'll be back in the game here again in the near future. Just a little less right now.
I got you.
Understandable, man. Understandable.
Love having you on the show. Thanks, Brad. And Maddie, what about you?
Thank you again, Ray, for having me on tonight. I enjoyed it, man. Looking forward to April 2nd, guys. It's right around the corner, and it comes fast. So if you don't have flights in yet or hotels, better get them quick.
It's coming in really fast.
Speaking of hotel.
Ron has a question here, so I'm going to try. Yeah, we're going to do a little an award. We're going to call it an award, and it's for a video. Whatever video you want to send in, a minute or less, and we're going to pick which we think the South Florida Drone Committee will pick whoever they think is the best video, and we're going to give you a little.
What's the theme for the video?
It can be anything,
Anything drone related.
It's got to be a drone video.
Right.
No, not just still photography, but it's got to be a drone video. 30 minutes, a minute or less. Yes.
Yep. Try to tell a story.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah.
And there's a lot of great videographers out there. I mean,
absolutely.
I could just start naming a few, but
that's going to be a tough one to judge.
Yeah,
that's going to be a real tough one.
I know. I already know of a couple of them. If they put videos out, they're going to be tough competitors too.
But listen, guys, thank you very much for being on the show. And thank you all in the chat for watching the show and commenting. And we like the interaction. I really appreciate it. But until next week, we'll be on again next Monday. Just get out there, fly for fun, and fly safe. That's the most important thing. Fly safe. And we'll see you again next week. All right. Have a good night,
everybody. Good night, everybody in chat.